One of the worst arguments that I have ever heard is the democracy argument. People makes lots of argument, but this argument really gets me because when someone tells you it's democracy, man, it means they are expecting you to respect their feelings, human feelings. But why should I respect his feelings? Why should I? Sure, I could argue that someone else will do the same to me. So you could say it's a good argument, but it's the worst argument. Think about it. What's democracy in the first place? Can you define democracy for me? Put down in the comment section. Each individual may have a different opinion on this, different opinion on the definition of democracy. What I am saying is that nobody knows what democracy is, and everybody knows something about what democracy is. In actuality, by definition, on paper, democracy is called, look at this. This is from Google. A system of government by the whole population or all eligible members of a state, typically through elected representatives. Yeah, this is the definition of direct democracy, not even democracy. There is other type of democracy called direct democracy, where there is no intermediates. You could directly elect whoever you want to elect, the politician. You can directly elect them. So this is a stupid argument basically. Here, what they're saying is that the majority will decide the representatives. The majority will decide who is going to rule you, the minority. And you are the minority, or you might be in the majority. Who cares anyway? You cares anyway. But what I am saying is that this is the dumb argument. What if the majority is wrong? They could be wrong, and we have to suffer the consequences. The minority has to suffer the consequences, and we have to respect their feelings. And you will say that, oh, they won't hurt your feelings. They will not only hurt your feelings, but also they will attack you, personally attack you, physically torture you. Because think about it. On paper, it's a nice theory. Like all other theories, it's nice. But in practice, it's a terrible theory, actually. Theory is good. On the practical side, it's not great. Seriously. Think about it. If you put color into the picture, you will understand. If you are living in some state, and that state has some culture and societal norms, and you have to obey that societal norms. You can't say that these societal norms are bad for me and this hurts my feeling and they have to respect me. It doesn't work like that way. You go to a Muslim region where most Muslims live. So a region where most Muslims live. Go there, and you're saying that this religion is affecting my feeling, and they should respect me, and I will respect them. It doesn't work like that way. We have to respect them, and they have to respect us, our beliefs. Certainly, okay. But still, if you're living in that region, you have to obey their principles and norms. Is it true? Yes, it is. If not, you will be an outcast. They won't allow you to impose your norms on them. If you do that, there will be suffering. Not for them, for you. They will immediately throw you out of the society. And if you are living in a society, you have to obey their rules and regulations, norms. You could make the argument that this is a democratic land. My democracy, like people should respect my feelings or respect my life. You could say that, but nobody will listen. They will torture you physically and mentally, and they will shun you out of the society. That's what's going to happen. Think about it twice before saying such an argument. If majority population decides someone as a leader, the minority will face the consequences. Simple as that. Now look at it in the finance perspective. In the finance perspective, think about it in the finance perspective. In the finance perspective, you have no other way but to get your finances right. Look, if you don't have money, whatever argument you make, democracy argument you make, it doesn't matter. People won't listen to you. Simple as that. You could say, my feelings. They hurt my feelings. Dude, you don't have money. You have no say in this. And what you can do is that sit and be humble because you can't do nothing here. Look, if he has $1 million and you have none, suppose you're a person, you're a beggar, and your friend or someone else has $1 million, and this is society with no cash, nothing, no revenue, and you have to obey that person, whether you like it or not. If it's a falling nation, you have to obey other nations in a diplomatic way, certainly, or otherwise in a brute way. Because that's how the world is. You could have said, my democracy. No, it won't happen because your finances are not right. And you could say to the other person that, oh, I don't care. I have my feelings. You could live in poverty for the rest of your life. And you could die peacefully or horribly. Doesn't matter anyway. You have to listen to the other guy because you don't have the money, the finance. So what happens is that there is no democracy though. You go to a bank, ask for a loan. They will check the track record before they give you this loan. And once they give you, they will certainly check your repayment capacity. These are all looked into when giving the loan. So what are you saying? Democracy? That's what you are going to say? No. Democracy is a bullshit argument. Same as humanity argument. So what's happening is that in the world is that actually democracy is dying around the world. According to Flipkart, listen to this clip.
I got interested in the fact that democracy itself is changing and not really working. That too many rich people are, every politician needs a wealthy person to get started. And therefore that politician, if he's elected or she's elected, has to support the policies of the person who's putting out the money. So that democracy is the problem. So I wrote the book, Democracy in Decline.
Democracy is turning to autocracy. Sooner or later, everybody want to worship some idol. Look, in China, there is Xi. He is president for life. And Russia, there is Putin, president for life, almost president for life. And in India, there is Modi, president for life. Not president for life, it may change, I don't know. We will wait for the election. But still, it's somewhat like that. Means the trends are changing. Totalitarian principles are being entertained. Look at Brazil. Dan Bilzerian is there. Sorry, it's not Dan Bilzerian. I forgot that guy's name. Let me check. Brazil president. Yeah, it's not a prime minister. Prime minister. Bolsonaro is there. Think about it. Bolsonaro. Anyway, what can I say? What I have to say to you is that democracy is dead principle. You can't say that, oh, my democratic feeling, my feelings, you have to respect my feeling. Then ask them, ask everyone, what do you mean by democracy? And what democracy? You mean representative democracy or direct democracy? Or you can ask them again, give me a definition of democracy. And let them Google. And you will get so many definitions of democracy. And in a different manner, same meaning. But if you are saying by the majority, you will get elected as a representative. And from the representatives, the representative decides the next hierarchy of people. You're meaning representative democracy. That's what's happening in India. So, can you withstand such democracy? Because we can't do anything. You have to understand the majority people is average. Only the minority of peoples are really productive in the first place. So if the majority decides the minority, the world is doomed. So the majority doesn't even know the definition of the democracy. Minority do. And minority thinks about complex things. Even the minority is nuanced, means even the minority have different opinions, but still the majority doesn't have much opinions because they do have opinions, but still their opinions are quite average. That's what I'm saying. And you have to understand one thing. If you have money, you could go somewhere and you could live your life. You don't have to think about democracy, republic, all other terms, and you don't have to think about these paper terms. I call this paper terms, and you could live your life peacefully and wonderfully. And you don't give a shit about democracy in the first place. I have seen people who says that I want everyone to get the technology. I want everyone to live a peaceful life. These are the people who doesn't want anyone to live peacefully. Some may be good, means some wants other people to live peacefully, but the majority doesn't want other people to live peacefully or thrive. They just want to say. That's called professionalism. This is what is happening in the modern day. The general population is becoming feminine, means they are trying to imitate the woman and they are becoming polished, humble, because that's what people love nowadays, attractive quality and being ungrateful at the same time. That's the trend right now. So when people say democracy, people really don't know what that means, and people really don't care about that term, and people don't want anyone to live peacefully. Seriously. Some people want, but majority want to live peacefully, but not for others, for themselves. And the thing is, there are lots of things going on in this world. I know people are genuinely really good people in whatever that means. Genuinely good according to them, not for others. But in action, that is in practice, that every term that you have read in paper is not the reality. It's an illusion of what's going to happen in reality. But in reality, it's messy, really messy. And everyone is polished, civilized, Polish. They all really want everything for themselves, not for others. But in reality, just look at them. They will backstab you when they get the chance. Seriously, really backstab you. In this modern era, they will backstab you. Seriously. You have to have this clear mind. So I don't believe in democracy or anything of that sort. If you have the finances, if you have money, and if you can question everything, you are good to go. I am questioning everything because this is not right. Look, who will help you when you fall? Who will give you that hand? If you get one, you are lucky. Think about it. You could say that's humanity, but it's not humanity. It's just that guy who gave you that hand. And rest of them will come and say, "Oh, I don't like every." They also want you. This is a democratic land, and they should have a technology. They should have a good living. That's what they say. But that's what they say. But in reality, it's the opposite. So yeah, that's for today. Until next time, Jorvi out. Subscribe and like. Sentence Kid out.